Dr. Elias Mercer had always believed in the pursuit of knowledge, no matter the cost. The facility known only as Site 17 was where the brightest minds were gathered, tasked with understanding the anomalies, things that defied nature, things that shouldn't exist. The deeper they dug, the stranger the discoveries became. The anomaly known as Specimen 23 was unlike anything they'd encountered before. It wasn't an organism, nor was it entirely energy. It existed in a state between dimensions, flickering in and out of reality. The only thing they were certain of was that prolonged exposure to it caused severe psychological degradation. Day 1. The specimen was brought into containment chamber Theta. The lead researchers noted a low, vibrating hum emanating from the air around it. The sound, though barely perceptible, seemed to nestle into the mind, creating an eerie sense of familiarity like a forgotten childhood memory resurfacing at the edges of thought. Day 3, the first casualty. Dr. Holloway, an esteemed physicist, was found inside the chamber, eyes wide, mouth open in a silent scream. The security footage showed him standing still for 7 full hours before simply collapsing. Autopsy revealed no cause of death, no trauma, no toxins. His brain, however, had liquefied. Day 5, the whispers began. Staff working near the containment chamber reported hearing voices, sometimes their own, sometimes those of long-dead loved ones. Some heard nothing at all but were found mumbling to themselves, reciting passages from books they had never read. Day 7, Dr. Mercer started experiencing gaps in his memory. He would enter his office and find pages of notes written in his own handwriting, yet with words and symbols he did not recognize. Security logs showed him working late into the night, but he had no recollection of ever being there. Day 10, the containment chamber was empty. Specimen 23 had vanished, yet its presence lingered. The humming was louder now, a constant thrumming that vibrated through the very bones of the facility. More personnel disappeared. Those who remained were different, eyes sunken, shadows moving unnaturally behind them. Day 14, Dr. Mercer understood too late. Specimen 23 had never been confined to the chamber. It had been inside them all along, learning, changing. It had rewritten them cell by cell, thought by thought. The facility was no longer a place of research. It had become something else, something breathing. Day 21, communications went silent. The last transmission from Site 17 was a garbled mix of static and inhuman whispers. A recovery team was dispatched, but when they breached the lower levels, they found only darkness. The walls pulsed as if alive, and distorted reflections of the team members flickered in the glass. None returned. Day 37, classified documents surfaced detailing an emergency containment protocol labeled Omega Blackout. The order was given to seal off Site 17 permanently. Satellite imagery showed the facility collapsing in on itself, as if something beneath had pulled it into the void. Day 50, all official records of Site 17 were expunged. Yet, scattered reports from underground frequencies spoke of voices in the static calling out from the abyss. Day 100, the sky above Site 17 turned black at noon. Not a cloud, but an absence of light itself. Those who gazed at it too long claimed to see something staring back. Then, at exactly midnight, every device within a 100-mile radius flickered and went silent. In the darkness, a single whisper echoed through every speaker, radio, and screen. Day 150, global anomalies spiked. Entire towns reported synchronized dreams, visions of vast, empty landscapes filled with towering, featureless beings. At the edges of perception, Specimen 23 watched and waited. Day 200, the first confirmed entity breach occurred in an underground research lab in Siberia. Security footage, though corrupted, showed elongated humanoid figures stepping through solid walls. The personnel vanished without a trace. The laboratory was incinerated by its own failsafe systems, but the anomaly remained. Day 250, governments imposed strict information control. Entire internet forums discussing Site-17 disappeared overnight. Whispers of mass disappearances grew louder. Those who dug too deep were silenced. The blackout spread beyond the original containment zone. Day 300, the world no longer functioned as it once had. Time became unstable in certain regions. People walked into their homes and emerged years later, unchanged. Some returned, different. Their reflections no longer matched their movements. Their voices carried an unplaceable distortion. Day 365, the sky itself became the anomaly. Scientists detected an unnatural pattern in the stars' constellations shifting in ways that defied physics. Observatories reported glimpses of a structure beyond the known universe, an immense pulsating shape watching through the cosmic void. Day 500, no further transmissions. The world belonged to it now. Those who survived spoke in hushed tones, their eyes devoid of recognition. A new humanity had emerged, one rewritten by Specimen 23. The old world was nothing but a whisper in the dark,